Logan stepped tentatively towards the edge of the circular platform that held all the glowing totems. He assumed the totems were some kind of magic item related to the creature's strength, like the mysterious red orbs. But when he looked at them, no stats popped up. Logan turned to face the Goblin King's commander Joran as he walked forward onto the platform. As soon as Logan stepped onto the platform, the totems glowed brightly and released a powerful energy wave. The energy wave swept in a circle, forming a translucent barrier that trapped him inside. Logan observed the totems and realized that the energy wasn't coming from them. There was a faint trail of red light, thin as a piece of hair, that flowed across the ground. Logan followed it with his eyes, trying to see where it connected, but he couldn't see anything. The trail of light seemed to vanish into eternity, as though it was not linked to anything at all. The creature's shrill voice pierced the air.
I am the Goblin King's commander, Joran. You mess with my research, you must become my research.
The book in Goblin King's commander Joran's hands flew open upon his command. The pages flipped and then stopped on a page. An intense energy converged into a single point in front of the monster, and then fired straight out at Logan. Logan was prepared. The light blue sphere that headed towards him was similar to the one that the goblin sorcerer had used earlier. The difference was, it was much less predictable, and the Goblin King's commander Joran could summon them much faster than his minions could. Logan's adrenaline pumped. He was dealing with a boss monster. Logan didn't hesitate and immediately used his flickering steps skill to gain the upper hand. The creature's sphere clashed against the transparent barrier behind which Logan stood just moments ago. It dissolved on impact, losing all of its power. Logan swept in front of the creature and closed the distance between them. He used his Sword of Destruction skill, which was now stronger than ever before. His blade moved at such a speed it was barely visible to his eye. He made contact, slashing directly across the creature's neck. The spirit voice announced the hit.
Goblin King's Commander Joran has taken a critical hit, losing 2,000 energy points. 5,000 energy points remain.
Logan was thrilled. His first attack had dealt 2,000 energy points of damage. Logan had reduced the creature's strength by 25% in the first hit alone. Goblin King's Commander Joran cried out angrily from being attacked so suddenly and harshly. The book in its hand closed and faded into thin air, replaced by a battle axe. Goblin King's Commander Joran swung the axe in a full circular motion, and the air seemed to split from the force of his swing. To the creature, it looked like Logan had taken a hit, but it turned out to just be a shadow image, left behind by his flickering steps move. Logan did not waste any time. He had to deal as much damage as possible before his flickering steps technique timed out, because the instant it did, he would lose his speed advantage, and then possibly the whole battle. Logan rushed forward and swung his sword in a horizontal arc, slicing the Goblin King's Commander Joran's stomach. He struck again, this time targeting his leg. Logan was satisfied with the assault, but it didn't do much damage. He thought that if he could damage the Goblin King's Commander Joran's leg, it would slow him down, but he didn't show any signs of slowing. The Goblin King's Commander Joran laughed at him.
Puny human, burn!
The Goblin King's Commander Joran put away his battle axe and picked up his book again. A large cloud of energy gathered above its head, and the temperature in the room rose. Logan had a bad feeling about this. He retreated to a safe distance from the boss monster. Or at least he thought he did. A crackling sound filled the room as a ball of fire formed above the circular platform. Fire began to rain down all over the entire battlefield, injuring Logan. Logan felt as though he was being cooked alive by the fire. He hadn't expected the range of the firestorm attack to cover the entire platform. If the Goblin King's commander kept this up, Logan would rapidly lose energy points, and possibly his life. The firestorm showed no signs of slowing down. Soon, the whole platform was filled with raging flames that emitted waves of intense, burning heat. It was smoky in the room now, and it was hard for Logan to see clearly. All Logan could see was the Goblin King's Commander Joran standing in the center of the platform with its hands held up to the sky. Logan peered in the direction of the totems and noticed that the flames didn't seem to reach the edge of the platform. It's almost as though the totems were repelling the fire. He began to have an idea. Logan dashed over, using his flickering steps move. His theory had proven to be correct. The entirety of the battlefield was covered in flames, but the very edges near the totems were cool and protected. After a few seconds, the firestorm calmed and cleared out from the platform. The Goblin King's Commander Joran instantly summoned an energy sphere and threw it at Logan when the firestorm ended. Logan evaded the incoming energy sphere and flickered with great speed towards the Goblin King's Commander Joran. He lifted his sword above his head and soared through the air, slicing into the creature's right arm. The creature counterattacked with its battle axe, but Logan shielded himself quickly and continued attacking. Logan retreated backward to grab a health potion from his inventory. He gulped it down despite its bitter taste and gained back some of his lost energy. Logan was losing steam. Most of the monsters he had encountered so far had stuck to a specific attack pattern that he could eventually predict in battle. But Goblin King's Commander Joran was too unpredictable. Logan would have to be more careful. He flickered in constant circles around the Goblin King's Commander Joran, confusing him. Logan brought the sword down on the creature's eyes and neck, delivering another critical hit. The spirit voice announced a battle alert.
Goblin King's Commander Joran has been partially blinded by player Logan for 30 seconds.
Logan took 3 steps back in quick succession, avoiding the battle axe swinging towards him. Logan felt an overwhelming surge of power flow through his entire body. It was as though a dam that was stopping this power from passing had been completely broken, and it was gushing out. Logan's eyes shone with excitement as a system alert went off in his mind. The spirit voice narrated the system alert.
A mysterious energy has invaded player Logan's body. All stats have increased due to a new physical strength skill. Player Logan, please name your skill.
Logan grinned. He could sense that his body had finally gotten stronger. He had finally reached the next stage of the heavenly golden body physique. He puffed out his chest. Please name the skill Heavenly Golden Body. The spirit voice confirmed Logan's achievement.
Skill generation complete. You have created and named a new skill, Heavenly Golden Body.